So basically, you're saying that you murder animals because the personal pleasure you derive from it just outweighs your concern for the ethical wrongness of the Holocaust.
The Holocaust? Oh, the Holocaust of animals?
Yeah, obviously.
I guess in a way, yeah.
Okay, and if your enjoyment of murdering humans outweighed your concern for a human Holocaust, would you say that that's a moral justification?
No.
No, okay, so then you're in the trait trap. So if you're saying that enjoyment justifies murder in the animal context but not in the human context, it's on you to spell out what it is that's true of the animal context that, if true of the human context, would justify the murder.
I'm not saying it's morally justified in the animal case.
Okay, I just asked you two questions. So I just said, do you think that the personal enjoyment that you derive from murdering animals justifies murdering the animals?
Justify just meaning the reason that I do it.
No,
I don't think that it's a moral justification.
No, TomR, I'm talking about within your ethical system. Do you have an ethical system?
Metaethically, probably. I don't want to get into that right now, but I mean, I don't know. You could just say I'm a relativist.
Yeah, but do you subjectively, as a relative individual, hold the position that certain things are morally wrong to you?
Well, as far as
let me make it simple, TomR. Do you think, from your subjective perspective, that it's wrong for me to cut a child's eyeball out and rape their socket?
Yeah, that's mean.
I'm not. No. You're trying to equivocate between something being mean and something being wrong. So I'm asking you, within your ethical system, is that wrong?
Well, within my ethical system, that's what the moral semantics are.
Okay, so I'm not hearing an answer. So I'm asking you, within your ethical system, is that action wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you have to know what my metaethical system is, right?
It's not actually that relevant. It depends
Very
on
relevant.
I can explain to you why it's not. It actually depends on if you end up hinging the rightness or wrongness of actions towards a human and towards an animal on your metaethics. So usually we can just do a proof by contradiction without actually having to get.
Before you would do that, you'd have to cash out semantically what moral acts are. What does it mean? What does it mean for an act to be right or wrong? What is good or bad?
Nope. You just have to. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to point out that you assign a given moral status to one act, and that another act is reducible to that act while retaining a different moral status. You don't have to get into metaethics. And if you do, I'll know when the time is to do that. So you just said that a certain action is wrong. Okay, so within your ethical system, it's wrong to cut a child's eyeball out and rape them in the socket. So let me go to something.
And what do I mean by wrong?
That's irrelevant. So when I ask you, do you think that it's ethical in your system, in your subjective morality, to murder a human because you enjoy it? What would you say to that?
No.
Okay. And do you think in your subjective system that it's okay to murder an animal because you like it?
Is it okay?
So I hear you keep trying to avoid the term once I ask you a question you don't want to answer. So you just said, with respect to cutting out someone's eyeball and raping their socket or murdering a human because you enjoy it, that within your subjective ethical system, those actions are wrong. So now I'm just.
I think it'd just be helpful if he just used the same word. So in the first instance, you said would it be moral, and I'm easily just able to transpose what the word moral with mean. But then in the second instance, you said there's a lot of echo. I don't know what's going on.
Playing semantics with you. So I'm saying, is it wrong in your subjective ethical system to use? Okay, so we got clear answers to two questions there. So you said, yes, it's wrong to cut the kid's eyeball out and fuck them in the eye socket. And you said, yes, it's wrong to murder a human just because you prefer it. And now I'm asking you a third question. I don't know why it's so hard to get an answer from you. Is it wrong to murder an animal because you enjoy it?
Just for enjoyment?
Yeah.
I guess a little bit. I mean, I don't really think it's as egregious as the others, nearly.
No, I don't think it's as egregious either, but you're saying now that it is wrong, which is different than what you said in text. So you're saying that action is actually wrong.
No, I've always said that it's mean.
I'm not asking if it's mean, I'm asking if it's wrong in your ethical system. Please.
Well, in my ethical system, wrong means mean, morally.
Okay, no. I'm asking in your no. In
That is
your
my
system,
ethical system. Ask yourself.
TomR, in your ethical system, you just told me that it's wrong to stab a kid's eyeball out and fuck them in the socket. Are you?
Yeah, it's mean to do that. That's correct.
No, I'm asking you if it's wrong in your system. If you assign that the moral value of being wrong.
I'm willing to engage with you on this, but I think the ultimate conclusion of this is that I'm going to be banned, and I'd rather not have that happen.
Well, no, you won't get banned for a differential view. You'll get banned for evasion, and right now I'd say your evasion level is at like 5, which is super obnoxious. So I'm trying to get you to just be.
I'd like to avoid getting banned.
Yeah. So when you say that something is wrong, so you only have 2 options here, TomR. Mean is not what I'm asking you. So that's what's annoying me when you try to dodge and use other words.
Right, I know. And look, ask yourself. I'm just telling you. Right? I don't want to get banned. Like, hold on a sec. Ask yourself. The last time that I was banned,
no, I'm asking
it was
you a
because
question.
I didn't want to engage.
I'm asking you if actions are right or wrong. Now, you say yes, and then you try to dodge and go to the word mean. So are you actually saying that in your ethical system, no actions are wrong?
Look, I'll do this with you, but I just don't want to get banned.
Okay, I'm just hearing evasion.
No, I will engage with you. Look, but I don't want to get banned.
So where is the answer?
Am I not going to get banned if I answer it? I'll lay everything out for you.
I'm not making any commitments to you about anything. Do you think I care if you get banned? It depends on your attitude.
Right. So, I just want to listen then, and I don't want to engage with you, because I don't want to make you mad. So.
Okay, so I'm hearing that you cannot defend your position. That's what I'm taking from this.
No, I absolutely can, and I'm willing to.
So then I'm going to ask you to answer the question, TomR. Are things wrong within your ethical system?
Look, yes, I'll do that, but as long as I don't get banned. I just don't want to get banned.
I would rather do it.
I would rather be a member. I would rather be a member of this community, not ever say a word in here.
You're never gonna get banned for expressing your view honestly. You will get banned for evasion, though. That is for sure. So I'm gonna ask you one last time. Okay. So are things wrong in your ethical system? Yes or no? Don't send me on a fucking wild goose chase.
Well, I mean, under my meta-ethical position, right? Wrong just means mean, morally. So, yes, the answer to your question is yes.
Well, no, wrong.
The answer to your question is absolutely yes. Under my view, yes.
Oh, dude, it's like you don't. No, if you're saying wrong is mean, then the answer is no, TomR. That things are not wrong. Mean is not the same thing as wrong. Mean is mean. Wrong.
I thought you wanted my meta-ethical view, though. You said under your view, under your framework.
TomR, wrong. As in, you say that this action, its moral status is negative. Do you assign a negative moral status to any actions?
No.
No. Okay, so
I'm an anti-realist, so that doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god. Okay, I feel like the Krill server has broken people's minds and they can't comprehend ethics. I am a non-realist, okay? I still subjectively assign rightness or wrongness to actions. Saying I'm an anti-realist is irrelevant. It has nothing to do with whether you subjectively assign moral value to
rightness
actions.
Or wrongness based on what?
Based on your subjective preference, your understanding of what is right or wrong.
Right, but you're not giving me the key, right? If something is right or wrong, and it's going to have to be, that's a normative claim, right? So what's the standard that you're appealing to say that something's right or wrong?
For the millionth time, the standard is your subjective morality. Okay, Paul, you are too retarded. You're gone. Yeah, no, so obviously the standard is your subjective morality.
Yeah, that's I don't think that's answering the question. That I could just rephrase it, right? So what is your subjective morality keying off of?
TomR, why are you spinning the question back at me?
Because from your answer, I'll be able to understand what you're trying to ask me.
I'm getting the impression that you do not comprehend what is being said to you. Okay, so
That's fine.
if you say I'm a non-realist, that is irrelevant. It has nothing the fuck to do with what we're talking about. Okay, that's a meta-ethical position on the nature of morality. That's completely irrelevant. What we're talking about right now is whether you subjectively assign the quality wrong to any actions at all. Do you do that? Yes or no? It's a simple question.
Yeah, I already answered yes several times, and by that I mean X, and I explained what that was too.
Okay, so you do consider some actions to be wrong.
Yeah, and by wrong I mean mean. Yes, go ahead.
By wrong you mean mean. No, mean has a definition, Tom. Okay, so let's just go off your confusion. So you are saying that you assign a negative moral value to certain actions, okay? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you assign a negative moral value to cutting a kid's eyeball out and fucking them in the socket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You assign a negative moral value to murdering a human because you like it, right?
Yep.
Do you assign a negative moral value to murdering an animal because you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you assign a negative moral value to it, then why the fuck are you doing it?
Because I'm mean.
Okay, so in that case, is it fine by your ethical system for you to just break your own principles wherever you want? If you decide that, oh, I like murdering a human enough, I'm going to do it?
I do things that I acknowledge to be mean all the time. It's unethical.
I think your system is unprincipled because you're willing to actually break it.
Of course it's unprincipled. That's why I'm breaking it.
Yeah, so that explodes via the principle of explosion, and now you can justify all actions. It's not even a system.
Justified personally? Yeah, sure.
I don't think you comprehend what's being said. Okay, so TomR, when you say that it's not justified, like when you try to tell me that certain actions are wrong, but then you say you can justify that action just because you want to do it, you're in the mood, and you'll say that for some actions but not other actions. You'll say, okay, if I just personally like it, it's fine for me to violate my moral standard in this case, but not in this case, and you can't differentiate those situations from each other, then that is actually just a contradiction. That just reduces.
I think there's just some equivocation on the word justification, right? And in some cases it's being used to justify, right? To say as that this moral act is licensed. This act is licensed morally because of X reason. And in another context, it's being used to say that this is justification, which is basically just like a reason why Agent X is making this choice.
Tom, are there any parameters on when you're allowed to break your ethical system?
Are there any parameters? I mean,
are there any parameters, or can you just break any principle you have because you feel like you're going to enjoy it?
I don't even understand the question. I'm trying to wrap my head around. Yeah, I mean, is there something that would stop me internally?
No. We're talking about your system.
It's just an arbitrary threshold of what I'm willing, how egregious I'm willing to go. That's all it is.
Let's start from fucking scratch. Okay. Do you think that you should have an ethical system? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think it's very useful.
Okay. Do you think that your system should be logically consistent?
I think the foundation should at least be, yeah.
No. Once there's a contradiction, the thing explodes. Do you know the principle of explosion? It's either
kind of. Why don't you go over it for me?
It's either consistent or it explodes. Anything follows from a contradiction.
I'm not really following. Is that all there is to it?
Yeah, once you have a contradiction in your system, anything follows from it.
I don't really see how that follows.
Well, I mean, here, someone just linked the wiki. So you can find like formal proofs of this. You can just find basic language proofs. Like here, I'll read you off a proof of the principle of explosion. So here's a simple proof. 1, we know that all lemons are yellow is defined as true. Therefore, the statement all lemons are yellow or unicorns exist must also be true, since the first part is true. 3, however, if not all lemons are yellow, and this is also defined to be true, unicorns must exist. Otherwise, statement 2 would be false in rigor, given at least one lemon exists. And it has thus been proven that unicorns exist. The same could be applied to any assertion, including the statement unicorns do not exist. So once you have a contradiction in your system, anything follows from it. It's just a well-accepted fact in philosophy and logic.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to like speak on that without like reading this article.
Okay. Well, yeah, so if you, I mean, I don't know what else to say to you. If you don't comprehend that you can't have contradictions in your system. Once you have here's another way to put it.
What's the contradiction?
We can get to what the contradiction is. Right now, we're just trying to establish basic things, like should you have an ethical system? You said yes, and now I'm asking, should that system be consistent? We will get to the contradiction if we can get past the point that it should be consistent. If it's not consistent, TomR, you can break the system at any point by saying, I choose to be inconsistent about X. So if you say, oh, I have an ethical system, and you know the Holocaust is wrong in my system, and you know murdering a baby is wrong in my system, but you know here's this other action that I think is wrong, but you know whatever, I'm gonna do it anyway. I can just violate this system. It doesn't have to be wrong in this specific context. It can be justified by me liking it or something like this. Well, then you're actually breaking the system. So if you want to have a principled grounds for breaking it, then it could remain consistent. But if the grounds for breaking it is not consistent, then you can just break it at any point with the justification, oh, well, you know, I enjoy it. So when you say, you know, it's okay to do some things because you just enjoy doing them, even if it cuts against your ethics, is there actually some kind of parameter on when you can apply that reasoning or not?
But there's equivocation going on here again, right? Let's say that I'm a murderer, right? And there's no contradiction with me murdering someone and also thinking that it's wrong.
No, that's not. Oh my god, dude. Okay.
Then you just use the word. The equivocation is over the word okay. It's okay too.
TomR, you don't. No, just shut the fuck up. When we're talking about okay.
All right, I'm gonna disengage because I'm gonna get banned here pretty soon. I don't want that to happen. Ask yourself.
So
we can pick it up later though if you want when we both cool off.
What's being talked about when I say that there's a contradiction in your system? If you're saying that one action is justified and another action is not justified, and it's the action is reducible to each other, there's not some fundamental difference.
Look, ask yourself. I'm gonna spare. Look, I'm gonna save you the time. I don't want to get banned, so I'm just gonna be quiet right now. Okay.
Okay. So TomR, I'm just evaluating you to be a dishonest person. You're not engaging honestly when I'm talking to you. So this is very, very basic. Okay. Like let me just try to get you on this from the ground up. Okay. So if you say it's okay to murder an animal, it's not okay to murder a human, that's a double standard, right?
No, I'm not running away at all.
Yes.
I'm happy perfectly. I will stay here for the next 3 hours. I will do it.
Oh my God.
I will make that commitment to you, to Kawita making the shut up. I will stay here for 3 hours, right? But I don't want to get banned.
Dude,
if you give me immunity, I'll stay as long as you want.
TomR, answer the question.
I'm not saying anything to incriminate myself because I don't want to get banned.
TomR, do you understand that saying it's okay to murder this being, it's not okay to murder that being, is a double standard, and that double standard may have a consistent justification behind it or not? Do you follow that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, say that, okay, so you've got that statement on the table.
Hold on, I'm not getting banned, right? Just don't ban me.
TomR, if I hear you say the words "I'm not getting banned again," I'm going to ban you instantly.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I've resigned myself to it. It's fine.
You say that you understand